And we are back. We are pleased to have Michael Benjamin back joining us now. We're talking a little bit about the debate between Governor Andrew Cuomo and his Republican opponent, Marcus Molinaro, that just happened yesterday. And so if you don't know, Michael Benjamin is also the Associate Editor of the Editorial Page of the New York Post. And we're glad to have him via Skype. Mike, we got you now?
Yes, you have me. I hear you.
Okay. I think we got Mike here. So
I hear you.
Okay. Oh, we got you. Okay, we got you via phone. Hey, we got him. That's the main thing. Mike, let's talk about this here. The governor's debate yesterday. We talked about the debate with Cynthia Nixon. How did this fare between the governor and Molinaro versus Cynthia Nixon?
In comparison, the Cynthia Nixon debate, the primary debate, was much better, a little more substance. Last night, Governor Cuomo was beside himself. He was angry. He was outrageous. He was speaking over Mr. Molinaro. He was trying to connect Molinaro repeatedly to Trump and not wanting to discuss the issues, and most likely because he didn't want to talk about the corruption that has plagued his administration, the corruption and the pay-to-pay allegations involving his Buffalo Billions economic development program, and things that Molinaro wanted to talk about, and the governor wanted to avoid. So he took the offensive and tried to speak over Mr. Molinaro.
Having a little trouble hearing Mike. Me, myself, I know you're talking, but I really can't hear you, so I'm going to need the people up in the control room to help me to be able to navigate so I can hear Mike a little bit better. But let's talk a little bit about this. The governor had some real sticking points yesterday. Where did you feel the governor did really well?
I don't think he did well at all. That's the problem. He wasn't interested, I think, in doing well. He wanted to try to avoid discussing issues involving his administration and kept trying to pin Mr. Molinaro to President Trump because, there is a great deal of anti-Trump sentiment in New York State and New York City. And that's why he tried to talk. He would not talk about his own accomplishments as governor because there have been so few in the last 4 years.
And when we talk about his opponent yesterday, really, what was he able to hammer away with to you that we walked away saying, hey, he got the governor there?
Well, I think he got the governor on the fact that the governor had not been paying much attention to the MTA. He was responsible for the subway crisis. And he even got the governor to admit it was a faux pas, but the governor said that he ducks responsibility for the MTA. And while he probably made a mistake in saying that, but that's what he's been doing for the last few years. We all know that he had the MTA transfer a payment to a failing New York State-owned ski resort in upstate New York. We know that his Buffalo Billions program has not been panning out. And there's a report yesterday from the Empire State Policy Center that showed that the economic development across the state, particularly in upstate New York, has been failing. New York City has had the most job growth, while upstate New York has had a paltry 6% job growth compared to New York City's 17.8% job growth.
So let's talk a little bit about going into November. How do we see this playing out? Obviously, able to hit very well on the MTA. Was it enough of a hit to really resonate in the polls?
No. Such a late debate, late in the race. Weeks to go. New York is a heavily blue state. The governor didn't make any real gas. Mr. Molinaro doesn't have anything near the $20 million the governor has to spend on ads promoting himself or attacking the governor. So the governor is in a driver's seat. The governor is probably going to win re-election, and he's achieved his point. He didn't have to defend his record publicly in any kind of public debate.
And so does this, let's talk about the Republican side, let's talk about Cynthia Nixon. Does any of these candidates have to make the governor come a little bit more left, even though he's facing re-election, or does he go back in and say, hey, you know what, you guys gave me a tough fight, but I'm back on with my agenda?
No, the governor's agenda is himself. The governor's agenda is maintaining his political viability. Many of us believe that he wants to run for president, and we know that the Democratic Party has been shifting left. So the governor's leftward shift is not going to change. He might slow some of the things he's been asked to do, but there's no doubt the governor Cuomo of 2011 no longer exists. This is now a pandering, left-leaning Andrew Cuomo. And Mr. Molinaro is going to come close in outpolling him in upstate New York, but downstate and the suburbs, the governor is gonna win re-election, in my view.
Yeah, I got to get you out of here. But before I get you out of here, let me ask you this one question. Do you foresee any particular surprises happening across statewide races going into November?
No, New York State's pretty predictable. I think New York State will probably sweep out maybe all, but maybe one or two Republicans from its congressional delegation. But the blue wave is real in New York State. We'll see how it plays out in the rest of the country.
All right, Mike Benjamin, that's why we bring you in. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, taking a quick break. Got more open. Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this.